with me the lovely Adele Wilson. She is a two-time best-selling author. She also is a celebrity media coach, and she is quite the wizard when it comes to leveraging video for business. And so we have teamed up over the past couple of weeks to really help you guys learn how to leverage video to sell more products and services and build that trust with your community. And so I want to hand it over to Adele for a second and just have her sort of introduce herself, and we'll get right into it.
Hey guys. Hey Henry. How are you today? It's so
Doing
great
awesome.
to see you again.
Likewise.
So happy Wednesday to everyone. My name is Adele Wilson. I am a two-time best-selling author, celebrity media coach, and I help entrepreneurs and professionals present with power, poise, and style on camera, get booked on TV and media, and become a celebrity in their industry so that they can elevate their brand, grow their business, and attract better quality clients. And so today we're talking about how to leverage video to sell more products and to build trust. And so I'm really excited to be with you guys today.
I love it, Adele. Adele is one of the most consistent people I've ever met. You want something done, you get Adele on your team.
Likewise. Thank you for that. Thank you for that compliment coming from you. I'll take that in. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So let's dive in. Let's talk about one of the three ways to leverage video to help build trust and sell more product or service. So that seems to be a glaring question these days, and we have some answers. So I'll go, and then you go, and then we'll just go back and forth. So one of the ways that I use video to leverage the trust and the ability to build that relationship with my audience is I love the behind the scenes. People love when I show behind the scenes work. And so what I do is I record all my client calls. I record videos like this all the time. And I will put this information out there on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and I will actually showcase me working with a client. So all of you get a chance to see, one, how I interact with that client, two, how I'm helping that client, and three, help you see that you're not alone when it comes to people struggling with their business and branding. So that is one way that I use video to really help build that trust and give them sort of a taste, and let them decide whether or not, someone of my personality is going to be a good fit for them.
I like that. Yeah. Did you want me to jump in on that same idea?
Yeah.
So I actually use behind the scenes as well. In fact, I'm shooting behind the scenes as we speak. So because I want my clients to get that, it's kind of like what Gary Vee talks about. Sometimes you just need to document and not create. Mm-hmm. So we're doing both actually. So we're creating content, but then I'm documenting the experience behind the scenes. I have, a production team. And when I work with my clients one-on-one, I have an elite coaching program, and it culminates in a VIP production day. And what I do for my clients is, and we'll maybe pick this apart, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but what I do is we create a number of deliverables. So after I train them on camera, so that they're comfortable, so that they're confident, so that they know their media friendly message. Then we hit the studio. We go to the professional studio, and I have my full production crew there. And we have a person following us around for the full 8 to 10 hour day. And we shoot a signature interview. We do headshots. We do a sizzle reel. We have them on a number of different sets. So, but it's great to get that behind the scenes. It's great for me, for my business, but it's also great for them to showcase what they're doing professionally as far as professional development and what they're learning, and to share that on their social media, to share that on their website. And it's really kind of cool. People like that interactive, like you said, that behind the scenes interactivity, that that glimpse into what happens when you kind of pull the curtain behind a little bit.
Yeah.
So
You know, it's funny. I actually have a real-time example of how, had I not had this strategy in place with my business, I had an interesting Facebook message dialogue with somebody who's been following me on Facebook for a while. But he says, you know, I'm very interested in your service, but I'm not ready to commit right now. And I said, okay, understandable. So let me ask you this. I know you don't know. I know you don't know that you're ready to commit. Like you definitely understand that. Like you don't know that you want to commit. But if you did know, what is that one thing that's sort of holding you back? Right?
I like that question. Very Tony Robbins-esque of you.
Yeah. So he says, so this is what he says. He says, because I'm reading the message right here. It says, getting clearer on my brand. I have all the stuff you sent me figured out in my head and on messy notes and journals, but I need to be able to better articulate my mission, goals, and steps within my plan to get from A, B to C, etc. Nice. So I'm saying, okay, well, that's what our Summary and Insights document of the Brand Accelerator program actually does. Nice. So I said, so you're looking for like a Summary and Insights document to put all that in one place.
Nice.
So the funny thing was, I'm on a call with a Brand Accelerator client yesterday, and I said, John, how was your first call with me? How was the first work session? And he says, well, let me tell you something. It is awesome that you're bringing me through this process, because he picks up his laptop, shows his desk, loaded with like 50 sticky notes and like all this like scratched shit all over like whiteboards. And he goes, now I could put all of this in this document that we're creating together.
Nice.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to that video. I'm going to snip out that 1.5-minute conversation, and guess who I'm going to send it to?
To the folks that have the same issue as this person, and he's not sure if he wants
to the guy that's to the guy that I'm messaging on Facebook for the past 2 days.
Yes. I love it. I love that.
That's how you leverage video.
Yeah, that's a really cool, innovative way to do that.
I mean, how else? I mean, when I was reading this, going sticky notes, journal, messy, all in my head already, don't know how to get it out. Yeah. And then John just popped right into my head from yesterday, and I was like, I need to send this guy this, because he's gonna die when he sees this. So that was like a mini testimonial, which gets into
one of the other ones, right?
So I'm going to throw that off to you, because I think you've you've done quite well. I've seen a lot of your testimony video, and I love the way that it's presented. So talk to the audience about how you create that testimonial, one, to make it a real solid, impactful testimonial. So they have a better understanding of like, okay, I can't just have somebody come on a video and say, yeah, go buy Henry's stuff, go buy Adele stuff. It's awesome.
That's a great question. And there is a method to my madness a little bit with testimonials. And when I work with clients, I encourage them also, hey, you guys need to go out, whether it's a personal injury attorney, a physician, a leadership coach. I said, you guys need to go out and get testimonials. You guys are fantastic at what you do. But sometimes clients need to see that firsthand experience from someone that's just like them. And so what I do is I don't feed my clients anything. I ask them questions, and I say, think about these questions. Think about your experience working with me. And I say, just be very honest. Think about your experience working with me. Think about what it has done, if it has been impactful, how it has impacted you, how it has made a difference. Think about the transformation that you've had. So maybe it's from, I could barely get my first sentence out on camera, to now I'm hosting a show. Or I've never written a book before, which we offer book publishing services too, right? And so I've never written a book before, to now I'm an international #1 best-selling author. And I had no idea that I had that in me, and I didn't know I could write, and Adele encouraged me to do that. But it's all about you asking the right questions,
Right.
and then you turn the camera on and say go. And then I usually just walk away because I don't want them to feel a certain way about it.
Sure. Sure.
And then for clients that are out of town, I ask them, a few questions, and I say, do me a favor, when you get a chance, shoot a testimonial over to me, and just keep these questions in mind before you go on camera. So that's what I would share out there for the coaches, business owners, whoever's looking to acquire an honest and authentic testimonial that doesn't look staged and comes across natural and real, because that's what people buy.
There's a book. He was on the Brand Doctor podcast, Ken Carey. He has this book, This Works Marketing. It's a pretty cool book. And he was talking about testimonials in this book. And he must have got this. I forget where I got these questions from originally, but the questions were, what problem were you having when you sought out a solution? So what issues were you having prior to finding a solution?
I like that.
How did our product solve your problem? And then what was different and unique about the way we did it, our process, our system?
Yes, I especially like that, because you always want to make that differentiation between, there's a lot of media coaches out there, but they're not XYZ. There may be some other branding experts out there, but they don't provide what you provide. And so I like that question especially.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was, how was your experience working with me or working with the product or service? And what would you say to somebody who was on the fence?
I love that last one.
Yeah. About purchasing XYZ.
Usually that's the one that gets people. I know that's gotten me in the past when I decided to work with a coach or purchase a program, that I was on the fence. When I see someone that's kind of just like me, it makes me think.
Right.
It makes me think of, so I like that.
So Seth Godin is he'll tell you this until he's purple, but people buy in tribes. And there's another book out there called The Brand Flip. It's by Marty Neuheimer. Great book. Okay. This book talks about how it's not about your product or service even. It's about how big your tribe is.
I like that.
The bigger your tribe and the more influential you are to them, that is how you're going to compete with your competition.
That makes a lot of sense.
I thought that was very interesting. I thought
that is very insightful. I have to pick that book up. I haven't.
So people buy in tribes, and I see a lot of people. I had another person this morning ask me, "Do you have any products that I could buy that'll help me grow my following?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, look at my digital products on my website. There's tons of stuff like live stream training and Instagram growth class and all those types of products. However, what are you going to do with that following? If you don't have a monetization plan, if you don't have a funnel that's going to take them from indoctrinating them to liking and trusting you to actually buying you, like,
what are you doing?
What's 1,000 followers going to do for you? Right.
Good point. Very good point. Where are you driving that business?
That's the question. I'm having a hard time reading this. This question. Pakistan's facing a serious inflation. What should we do to control business? Return growing according to inflation and deflating our return. I mean, here's the thing.
That's all you, Henry.
Have a phenomenal product. I mean, have a phenomenal product. Do not become a commodity. Find your point of differentiation. And somebody said that's a
value proposition, right?
Somebody said that's a really big ask. Yeah. I would need to explore your business in detail for me to give you a super solid definitive answer. But you know, I think when you're fighting inflation, what you need to do is really figure out where you can corner the market and own it.
Very good point.
So
Very good
that's
point.
that. But I don't want to get too far off track here because today's video is all about 3 ways to leverage video and build trust to be able to sell more. So we already covered one, which was demonstrating your expertise and showcasing your work, behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
Number 2 would be
The
testimonial.
Yes.
And how to ask the right questions for the optimal testimonial.
Absolutely.
What was number 3?
Number 3 for me, Sizzle Reel. Yes. Did you want to speak to that and then I can jump in?
Well, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the anatomy of a sizzle reel.
I like that. I feel like that could be my next book, The Anatomy of a Sizzle Reel by Adele Wilson. So, you know, what I do is I help leverage my clients, not just on video, but also get media attention so that they can become the go-to expert, the celebrity, if you will, in their industry. Doesn't mean they have to be a household name, but well-known when in whichever industry they're in. Yeah. So whether that's marketing, coaching, whether that's medicine or law. And so a sizzle reel is fantastic. And I'll tell you why. A sizzle reel essentially, and I'm stealing this from one of my former clients. She said to me, I think this sizzle reel is like a video resume.
Yes.
She said, I was trying to explain this to my boss and I couldn't figure it out. And I said, that's exactly what it is. And that's a great kind of corporate way to present it.
Okay.
Right. So it's like a resume in video form. It should not exceed 1 to 2.5 minutes. That's the sweet spot.
Right.
About 2 to 2.5 minutes is really the sweet spot, especially even if you've had a wealth of work on camera. Yeah. So let's break it down to the anatomy, as you said, Henry. So it is basically pieces of footage is the best way to describe it.
Yep.
So let me take a step back. You are a person, you want to create a sizzle reel. And you know now that the sizzle reel is essentially your video resume.
Yep.
So you can come to someone like me and maybe you have never been on camera. And what we'll do is we will create that sizzle reel in the studio.
Right.
And so that's kind of where the magic happens. Now, some people come to me and they've already had some experience on camera. So what we'll do is we'll take clips here, clips there. They're essentially a stream of clips. And what makes it fun is that it should be very fast paced.
Yes.
A person shouldn't watch your sizzle reel and be bored to death, like 30 seconds in.
Right.
It shouldn't be 30 seconds of the same thing and then another 30 seconds of something and then another 30. It should be 8 seconds of this, 10 seconds of that. Your name, you're a speaker, you're an author, you're a best-selling coach, whatever, you're an award-winning filmmaker, whatever the industry is, it's a series of clips, essentially, of you either on camera, doing media interviews, hosting. It could be you training. The other day I taught a class at Berkeley College in New York City. Shout out to Berkeley College and the international students for their public relations class. And so I had my videographer there. Mm-hmm. I asked permission and they said, sure, you can do that. So I had my videographer behind the scenes and it was a 3-hour workshop essentially. Yeah. And so he was there from the time even before the students got there. So he caught me doing some, again, behind the scenes stuff.
Yep.
Right? Writing on the whiteboard, prepping. People like to see that. And then you put it together, all of those things, you on stage, you on camera, whatever the case may be, into a 1 to 2.5 minute video. I have mine always professionally done because I think that that's putting your best foot forward. Yeah. Not to say that some people couldn't try to do it themselves, you know, but my advice would be to put your best foot forward and definitely go ahead. And even if you do have that footage, at the very least, have it edited professionally. Because
yeah, for sure. I think I think some great graphical elements brought in. I think the music does set the tone.
For sure.
Make sure that it's on brand. So the colors that you're using for the video editing match the brand identity, and keep that all consistent. I'm going to give you a little bonus tip here when it comes to leveraging video to build trust and to sell more, is to use live stream capabilities like we're doing right here. So like right now I'm on Instagram Live. I also have Zoom, which I do a Facebook, which I'm Facebook living at the time. So I have Dion Machochi, my cousin. I have Dom Fawcett, a fellow brand accelerator. Yeah, Dom's a fellow brand accelerator graduate. A great relationship with a videographer is clutch, Dom says. Yes, absolutely.
1000%.
I did a speaking engagement at the Microsoft store on Fifth Ave in New York City. What was it? Maybe probably 3 years ago.
Nice.
Still use the same videographer.
Yes.
Because he's on point. He gets my flow. He gets my style. And he can take what I'm thinking and make that
come to
that cinematography look, and just God. Yes. So Stretch, big shout out to you, my man. We call him Stretch because he's about 120 pounds soaking wet and he's 6'6".
I like that.
But so live streaming is so important. So what I wanted to do, and I apologize for not mentioning this earlier, but for anybody who has questions, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, drop them in the comments below, because we want to make sure that we include you guys into the conversation. And this is a perfect example of me saying, this is why video is so great, especially live streaming, because you can bring in your audience and have them part of your conversation. So you can ask things like, hey, ask me anything, and you go live and you can schedule it like Adele and I do. We throw like $10 at it, for 24 hours, and we get some different people on the live stream. And listen, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes responding to your questions. So drop them in the comments and we'll tackle one by one.
Yeah, we want to hear you guys. Whatever questions you guys have for us today.
I mean, doing that creates tremendous trust. They get to really spend time with you, get FaceTime with you, learn more about
your style, your personality.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a question here. How to make your sizzle reel sounds like a great lead magnet for your sizzle reel production service. There you go. So he's saying that's a great lead generation.
Of course.
To get people in. I think that's fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely. I showcase my sizzle reels on my social media. If you go on my website, adelewilson.com, you'll also see a sample there. And so absolutely, it could be a sample of if you're a speaker, it could be just a bunch of your clips of your speaking engagements.
Yeah.
Coaching your clients behind the scenes, a combination of all of that, absolutely.
Yeah. So with all that said, we're getting very efficient with these videos. We're only about 25 minutes in and we crushed it.
It's good. And we have more than 3, don't we?
Well, I gave him a bonus one. I gave him a bonus one, which was the live streaming.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, what else do you have for them? Let's keep giving it to them.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I alluded to one of them, which is document, not just create. And so that kind of falls into the behind the scenes thing.
Sure.
And also, I like to do, and I have something called the Celebrity Media Minutes. As you can see, it's kind of branded because my company, my media and marketing agency is Celebrity Media Group. My latest book is Celebrity Media Secrets. So why not? Yeah. Celebrity Media Minute. And it's essentially, it's a minute, right? And I go to camera, I'm in the studio, and sometimes I shoot for efficiency. And I would recommend this as well, is to kind of batch your content into one day if you can.
Yeah.
And I shoot a number of my videos in a day. And the result is I introduce myself. So the anatomy of the 1-minute video, right? So,
Yeah.
hi, I'm Adele Wilson, celebrity media coach. And today we're talking about developing your on-camera confidence. So today's tip is, and I go right into it.
Yep.
And maybe that's 30 or 40 seconds. And then I do my call to action.
That's it.
Yeah. And so all that does is, number one, it's quick. So people have that low attention span, as we know,
Mhm.
and people want that quick fix. And
Yep.
it's something that maybe they can implement immediately. So I'll introduce myself. So now they know who I am. And I will go right, tell them what I'm going to teach them the concept, and close by sending them to my social media. Maybe I'm selling a book at that time. Maybe I'm sending them to my free PDF download.
Yeah.
So whatever that call to action, take that last kind of 10 seconds or so
Yeah.
of your 1 minute, and do it that way. So that's another tip that I have as well.
So we have a question from Dom on
Yes.
Facebook, and he's asking, what's your take on using green screens
Mhm.
on live stream?
I've personally never used green screen on live stream. I use green screen all the time. In fact, that's typically how I do my 1-minute videos. So I use it all the time and I love it. I personally haven't used it with the live stream. I don't know if I would. I like to have things branded. So if you see in the background, you can sort of
Yeah.
see, and I'd probably have to
Yeah.
move this a little bit. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
see Celebrity Media Secrets in the background. I prefer kind of that real world background, if you will.
Sure.
Sometimes I feel like it looks too cookie cutter, maybe for a live stream, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it
depends.
looks like undone, like unfinished is the
Yes,
word, right? So like,
good.
it's
Mhm.
funny. I'm working with a tech company right now, and very, very awesome company. They're gonna give DoorDash and Grubhub and those types of companies a run for their money.
Oh, wow.
So I can't wait to kind of show you the early stages of development of this tech company. But it was so funny. He said,
Really exciting.
Henry, one thing about tech companies is this: they have to be super simplistic. They have to be super minimalistic and like really clean and sharp. He said, just by looking at your office setup, and he's looking at me through a camera, just as you can see me here, maybe
Yes.
not on Instagram because you're too close up, but on Facebook, you can definitely see my background. There's really nothing there but an award, 2 of my diplomas, some beautiful furniture, and like very, very simple. He says, I think you're going to be the perfect fit for this brand development project because I can already see just by the look from your office that
Yeah.
you like that minimalistic look. And I said,
Yeah.
that's us, man. Simplicity is key.
I agree with that.
So just your setup alone can be telling things about you
Yes.
that is going to land you potential business.
Everything is always or should be deliberate. So creating your set. So in Henry's case, he's at home and he has a beautiful setup at home. But everything should be deliberate. I met with a client the other day, and a potential book publishing and media training client. And when I sat down, I had my press kit and she's looking through the material and she's like, Adele, honestly, she said, Adele, I love the choice in paper. She said, did you do that on purpose? And I said, it's all done on purpose. And it's like that thick quality, kind of that linen type paper. And by the way, she was the only client. She's the first client that noticed, or maybe others noticed but didn't comment. And so it's little things like that it sends a message to your
Sure.
client about the level of quality and the type of person that they're working with.
Sure.
So that's
We got
great.
some great questions.
Good. Shoot.
What's one way to construct a good call to action in a video?
I like to keep it simple for me. Did you want me to start, Henry?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I just say for more, so I could be talking about, let's go back to what I was discussing before. I currently have a free PDF download that talks about the 16 quick tips to overcome um, basically your nerves and developing on camera confidence. And so I could introduce myself, go right into my point, and then I can say for more information, if you like today's tip, for more information, visit my website at www.adelewilson.com, or I could send them right to another call to action, which would be, hey guys, text me at text media 101 to 33777, and you'll get my 16 quick tips, and it's my free gift to you. So we hope to see you there, that sort of thing. So it shouldn't be complicated. It should take maybe 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
My approach to a great call to action is putting the benefit with it in the front of it. So what really helps me drive more leads into my funnel, into my world is, and you'll see me do this in call to actions in my Instagram posts and on my emails. It'll say, if you want to make more money, if you want to attract higher quality clients, if you want to insert the benefit, then click this now, buy this now, go here now, do that now. When you include the benefit up front, it gives them more of an incentive to go do it.
Agreed.
Right? And that is making it about them. And that's what gets people to drive. That's what gets people to go. So that's my take on crafting a really clean call to action that's impactful and just simple to deliver. So there's one there.
I like that one even more, actually.
So here's another one. I'm new to the industry, but I have a big passion for social media marketing and personal branding. What are the best strategies or ways I can learn and become successful in it? Well, I want to keep on track of today's topic, right? But I will tell you is find the folks that are doing really well on video, that are social media marketing experts, are personal branding experts, and watch what they do. It's not what they say, but it's what they do. Yes. So watch how they leverage video, watch how they do video, watch how they interact with clients, watch how they leverage video, and start to do the same thing. But understand the strategy behind it. Like, you just don't want to copy somebody because they're doing it, right? Because then you get video envy. Oh, well, they're doing it, so we're going to do it, right? And then you forget the real purpose behind it. So that would be my suggestion when it comes to, newbie in the scene. Model people that you admire and see if you can even work for them to learn about them more, and then do what you want with that teaching.
Yes, I agree. I don't even think I have anything to add. Yeah, for sure. And the last point is a good one. If you can work for them or figure out a way to do an internship so that you're learning from someone that is already in the role that you'd like to achieve or that you'd like to see yourself in, so that you can see firsthand what that's like. So that's great. And it's a great question too. Yeah.
These are good questions. And
fantastic.
Proud of myself for keeping us on topic today.
I like it. Cheers to that. I'm having a little coffee back here,
but so I think this is a good place to wrap up, and just, if there's any lingering questions, drop them in the comments below, and we'll be able to source them as soon as possible. But while anybody is doing that, I want to just share with you guys that I cannot thank you for all of your attention and support these past couple of months. We grew my Instagram account from 101,000 followers to 125,000. I think we're just about to break 125,000 followers.
Wow.
In just 2 months. And I would not be able to do that without the support of everybody on Instagram, and just my overall community of just sharing my content and doing that. So I wanted to thank you in advance and promote you to continue to do that every week. I see the people that are sharing my content because they're tagging me in their stuff, and I'm looking and seeing who does that more often. And the people that do it the most, I send a little incentive and a little thank you gift for them. For example, this week, we sent a $50 PayPal payment because in his country he didn't have Amazon.
Oh,
I was
wow.
going to send him a $50 gift card, but he didn't have Amazon. So I said, "Do you have PayPal?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm sending you $50. Thank you so much."
Wow.
Because
I
he
love
just
that.
shared. He was sharing my stuff almost every day,
Wow.
right? And
Wow.
all of those little things help. And so I'm going to continue to do that week in and week out. So my ask for you guys today, in return of just us spending time with you and giving you as much value as we can in the 40 minutes we have, is to continue to share my stuff and help me get my message and mission out to more people. Because my goal here is just to level up people's standards and help people live more fulfilling lives doing what they love to do. And I just happen to be blessed with a great design eye and the ability to take people's ideas and make them into reality through design. And so I just wanted to share that before we head out. So
I love
Adele, any
that.
last words?
I love that. Well, first of all, congratulations to almost reaching 125,000 followers. That's quite a feat. And you have quite the following, and you have such a beautiful audience. And I'm so thankful to be able to share in your audience and with what we're building together. And so I want to thank all of you for submitting your questions, even submitting some questions via DM. Some of my folks that follow me on LinkedIn have been submitting fantastic questions as well. And so yeah, I want to thank you guys. And my call to action is to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Adele Wilson TV.
Awesome. Well, Adele, thank you so much for coming on again and
Always a
spending some
pleasure.
time with us. Super insightful and just super helpful.
Thank you.
Thanks again, all of you guys, for watching on Facebook and Instagram. And hope you got some value out of this, guys. We can talk to you until we're purple in the face, but if you don't take action on any of the shit that we tell you, then it's worthless. So if there's anything that Adele and I want you to do, is to take one or two pieces of what you learned today and practice them and try them and watch what happens when you do it consistently. That's where the magic is, in that consistency. So have an amazing day, guys. We'll catch you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. As long as I'm not deathly ill, we will be here. I will break
Don't even
this
put
cold.
that out there.
I will break this cold, I promise. And just thank you guys for tuning in and sharing your time with us today.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.